What if I told you that just a few years ago, a single company was on the cusp of completely dominating the smartphone world, pushing even Apple and Samsung to the brink? This isn't a sci-fi story. This was the reality of Huawei, the tech giant that flew too close to the sun. This is the story of the king that was dethroned before it could even wear its crown. Let's rewind to 2018. The smartphone market was a two-horse race, Apple and Samsung. But a challenger was rising, and it was rising fast. Huawei wasn't just another competitor, it was an innovator. While others made incremental updates, Huawei was taking giant leaps. Remember the Huawei P20 Pro? It was a game changer. It introduced the world's first triple camera system on a smartphone, co-engineered with Leica. Suddenly, your phone could take breathtaking night shots and zoom in like never before. It wasn't just a phone, it was a professional camera in your pocket. The world took notice. Then came 2019, the peak of Huawei's power. They launched the P30 Pro, which didn't just improve on the P20 Pro. It redefined mobile photography. The 50x digital zoom was pure magic. You could practically take a picture of the moon. Reviewers were speechless. Users were ecstatic. Sales skyrocketed. In the second quarter of 2019, Huawei was neck and neck with Samsung for the top spot globally. They had the technology, the brand loyalty, and the momentum. It seemed inevitable they would become the world's #1 smartphone seller. The secret sauce was their relentless focus on research and development. Huawei poured billions into creating its own technology. Their Kirin processors were starting to rival Qualcomm's best Snapdragon chips, offering incredible performance and efficiency. They were pioneering 5G technology when most were still just talking about it. This wasn't just about copying others, it was about leading the pack. Their designs were sleek and premium, with beautiful gradient colors that made iPhones and Galaxies look almost plain. They had a complete ecosystem in their sights, from smartwatches to laptops, all seamlessly integrated. At Mobile World Congress, the industry's biggest trade show, Huawei's presence was immense. Their booths were massive, showcasing technology that felt like it was from 5 years in the future. They had foldable phones that actually worked, AI that was genuinely smart, and a vision for a connected world that was both ambitious and believable. They had a swagger, a confidence that they were the best, and for a moment, they were. They had conquered their home market in China and were rapidly winning over Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East. The US was the final frontier. But then, everything changed. In May 2019, the US government placed Huawei on something called the Entity List. This move was like hitting a brick wall at 100 miles per hour. It effectively banned American companies from doing business with Huawei. The most devastating blow was the loss of Google mobile services. This meant no Google Play Store, no Gmail, no YouTube, no Google Maps on any new Huawei phone. Imagine buying a brand new top-of-the-line smartphone, but you can't download your favorite apps. For users outside of China, this was a deal-breaker. While Huawei scrambled to create its own ecosystem with the Huawei App Gallery and Harmony OS, the damage was done. The magic was gone. The phones were still hardware masterpieces. The P40 Pro and Mate 40 Pro had arguably the best cameras on the market even after the ban. The hardware was phenomenal, a testament to their engineering prowess. But the software experience was crippled for the international market. It was like having a supercar with no gas stations in sight. The numbers tell the story. From being the #1 smartphone vendor in the world for a brief period in 2020, mostly due to their strong domestic market, their global market share plummeted. The brand that was once synonymous with cutting-edge innovation suddenly became a symbol of a geopolitical battle. It's one of the biggest what-ifs in modern tech history. What if the ban never happened? Would we all be using Huawei phones right now? Would Apple and Samsung have been forced to innovate even faster to keep up? Huawei's story is a powerful lesson. It's about how quickly a giant can rise and how even more quickly it can be brought to its knees by forces beyond its control. It was a perfect storm of incredible innovation, ambition, and global politics. The king that was about to be crowned was forced to abdicate, leaving behind a legacy of what could have been. The smartphone world is less competitive and arguably less exciting without Huawei at its peak, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's a fascinating, dramatic chapter in the history of technology. What do you think? Would you have bought a Huawei phone if it still had Google services? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the rise and fall of a tech titan. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more stories from the world of tech. See you in the next one.